Hi ladies, it's Ziva here. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for another video. Now in today's video, I'm obviously in that seduction mode right now because we are speaking about how to create that memorable first impression on your first dates. And I have talked about this, I've covered this topic before, but it's been a while, so I wanted to revisit it. Obviously this is a dating slash femininity slash self-improvement channel, so this is a video that I think lots of you are going to find helpful. So let's get into this. Thumbs up if you want more tips and videos like this. Now let's get into this topic. Whether you have met organically or online and you want to create that memorable impression on your first date, then I have some tips and tricks for you up my sleeve. Besties, I want you to remember this. The aim is to stand out and to be a different kind of woman to what he is used to seeing, hearing, experiencing, meeting, and you just want to be something completely different. And the reason why is because what is the norm just gets boring, and we're all looking for that. We're all looking for that spark. We're looking for, you know, that man who's different. Men are looking for that woman who is different, who makes them feel a different way. First things first is your outfit. You can't create a memorable first date impression without going above and beyond. That means leave your jeans in your wardrobe at home, because what you are trying to do is make sure that what you are wearing is commanding as much attention, positive attention, as possible. You could be wearing a silk or satin dress that is midi length, maybe it comes to knee length, something like that, and showing a little bit of cleavage. So if you're trying to enhance your curves, then you might want to add a belt around your waist. The aim to go with your outfits is to enhance your female form, the feminine form, the woman's body. That's what you're trying to enhance. So you want to make sure that your outfit choices are suiting your personal body type, but it's something that will enhance the body that you have. That's what you want to make sure that you're doing. I would suggest not revealing too much skin, but I also would suggest not dressing too conservatively and really boring. You want to make sure that you're dressing according to the time of your date. If it's a lunch date or a dinner date or in the evening, whatever it is that you're doing, you want to make sure that you're dressing accordingly for the time and the place. Just from my personal opinion, I would say that you can't go wrong with wearing a dress, heels. You can't go wrong there. The next tip I have is for you to bring that sensual side to your first date. Now, it's very important to do this because men are obsessed with bedroom activities. They are obsessed with and they live for a good looking woman. So you've got to understand that once you've got your look together, so you've ticked that one off, and then you're bringing the sensuality to things and you're ticking that off, he's like, wow, you know, I'm enjoying my time around her, so naturally I want to see her again. So it's important to bring this, even if you're just not naturally that way inclined. Some men bring it more out of you than others if you have that chemistry there, but if you do or if you don't, I would say just try to bring that sensuality and see what happens. Maybe if you bring that, he might bring something else and then a spark could even happen. But it's very important for you to bring that and show him that side of yourself. Some women may not understand what that is, to bring that sensual side to you on a date, and That just means eye contact. It means a little bit of physical affection. It doesn't have to be in a sexual way, but just to touch someone's arm is still being tactile, and it's something that men will read into. Smiling on your dates, sitting close to them if that's possible. That's another way to bring that sensual side. And also looking at him like, you know, you look very yummy. Just doing it in the look. So again, that's using your eyes to bring out that sensual side. The next point I want to go to is your voice. I want you to feel like you are on a date. You are a woman who's on a date with this man who wants to show you an amazing time that evening. He wants to make sure that you have a phenomenal date. He wants to impress you. I want you to be in that headspace. And if you're on that kind of date, you don't go in there with your checkboard and you're asking him questions to see if you can tick it off. What's your job? How many children do you have? Do you want to have children? Do you want marriage? When was your last relationship? Blah, blah, blah. It's just like, that is so boring. Go on your first date feeling like a woman who is being romanced on that first date. That's how I want your mindset to be. So that means chilling out a little bit. It means speaking in more of a sexual and softer voice. It means slowing things down, you know, not having to be a race to do everything. When you're eating, you want it to be slow. When you're drinking, you want it to be slow. And also, let's just be honest, you want to minimize your chances of needing to burp or anything like that. When you're sipping that champagne, it's very bubbly, and you want to make sure that you don't have gas, hiccups, or anything like that could be, you know, a little bit embarrassing and kind of ruin that sensual mood that you are creating right now. So take your time with everything, especially your food and your drink, and also with your voice, with your touches, with how tactile you are, with your eye contact. Everything just needs to be slow and cute, very, very girly. Everything needs to be that way. Even if you don't have an itch here, scratch here like you do, you know, not like this, but just a little, just like this. It's bringing his attention. It's making him want you, but it also looks natural, like you're not even trying. And obviously you want it to look like you're not trying. The next tip is about conversation. I want you to remember that you don't need to be trying to impress him and do somersaults and all of that. I'm speaking about with your conversation. You don't need to feel like you have to impress him as a conversationalist. You just need to impress him as somebody who is sensual, who is sexy, who is attractive, who is sweet, who is girly, who makes him feel like this big strapping man in your presence. That is all you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. So when it comes to your conversation, allow him to ask you things, allow him to be able to get a word in. Make sure that if your man is talking highly of himself, he's telling you about his highs, the amazing things he's done in life, how, you know, well business is going, just be happy for someone that is happening in their life, and just say that, wow, you know, I'm happy for you, or that sounds amazing. How was your experience doing X, Y, and Z? Instead of changing the subject, making it about you and turning the attention away from what they are trying to impress you with. Wait for it to be your turn, and then you can speak about your things, but make sure that you don't take the shine away from what someone else is telling you. Or an experience that they've had in their life or that they are going through, because it's just not a nice thing to do in general. And when you're on a date doing that, it can just kill the mood, let's be honest. So let's make sure that you're not competing with your man as a conversationalist. Allow that man to kind of lead and take charge in that way. Now, I'm going to give you my last tip today, and that is for you to just stay as girly as possible. That means that when the bill comes, you don't quickly start scurrying through your bag looking for your card. No, you don't do that. You sit there and let him pay for it. You let him romance you. You let him be that man who is taking care of that woman who he's trying to impress. You allow him to do that, and you allow yourself to be romanced. You have to be open to that and allow it to happen, because lots of women still are not used to doing that because of this whole, you know, independent woman thing, and, you know, blah blah blah. That's kind of that's a really big deal to a lot of people these days. Allow yourself to be romanced and give that man a chance to try to sweep you off of your feet, and paying for the date is a way that he can do that if you allow him to. Also, when it comes to ordering, allow him to do that. Allow him to take charge, allow that to happen if that's the dynamic that you're into. For me, it personally is, because that's just what I prefer. And don't forget the power of a smile. Smiling just goes a long way. It can lift the mood. Also, smiling is a form of flirting, and it does make a guy think that you like him just because you're smiling. So make sure that you do throw him a smile here and there. Make sure you do that. Another point I actually forgot to mention when it comes to dress code is making sure that you are wearing a pair of heeled footwear. You want him to feel like he is the envy of the room, and he cannot be the envy of the room if you look like every other woman, or if you look like what you're wearing, you could just do a lap around the park. You want to make sure that you're wearing heeled footwear, a cute dress. You also want to be wearing, you know, accessories, so maybe a ring, your earrings, maybe a bracelet. There you have it, ladies. These are my tips, just a few. Obviously I could actually go on and on and on, but I feel like these are the basics. These are the most important ones to really make that first date impression the most memorable one for that man. And that's what you need to do if you want to be asked out on a second and a third, and so on. With that being said, I'm going to love you and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this video was helpful. If it was, or if you want more of these topics, then give this video a thumbs up and comment below any other tips that you have, or your favorite tip that I mentioned in this video. And don't forget to share with like-minded women. I'll see you in my next video.